Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of the Obsessed with Pickleball podcast season 2. I'm Jane, I'm obsessed with pickleball, and it's actually my birthday today, and I wouldn't want to do anything but film this podcast on my birthday. Just kidding, probably a bunch of other stuff, but this has actually been kind of a rough year. It started with me falling off a climbing wall and breaking my ankle and being out of pickleball for 3 months. And you know that's terrible. And then there were these terrible fires in Los Angeles, which I'm so lucky didn't affect me like at my house or anything personally, but it definitely affected my business and, you know, just the city in general. And then there's just been some other like stressors here and there. But I really believe that this next year is going to be the best yet. And I think I'm going to have some really cool things coming up that I'm excited to share. And yeah, we're moving up, you guys. We're moving up. So this weekend was PPA Worlds, and it was definitely a fun tournament, biggest one of the year, so they kept saying. And I think semifinal Saturday might have been some of the best pickleball we've ever seen. The matches were incredible. Kicking it off, Anna-Leigh Waters versus Caitlin Christian. Caitlin takes game 1 off of her. Eventually, Anna-Leigh does win, but it's like crazy good match. And the first thing I want to talk about is definitely what stuck with me most in this weekend's pickleball. Let me paint the scene for you. Semifinal Saturday, Anna-Leigh Waters is playing Caitlin Christian. The first game is very, very back and forth. And towards the end, Anna-Leigh calls a ball out that's in. The score is, I think, 10-9 or 9-9 or something like that. And Caitlin challenges it, and the ball is clearly in. Now, the way the new structure works on challenges is if you call a ball in or out and you're overturned, then you lose your free challenge. Then if it happens again, you get a technical warning. And then if it happens again, the ball goes to the other side, but that person also gets a point. So Anna-Leigh had already used up her free challenge timeout and I think already got a technical warning. So when she called that ball out that was clearly in, Caitlin won that game. Now, it's game 1. There's still a whole nother game to play before Caitlin wins. Anna-Leigh hasn't lost a singles match in like 530 days or something crazy. And when this happens, she sprints across the court to the refs and starts yelling at them, like full body motions involved, like very animated, very worked up about how that happened. Okay, we know that Anna-Leigh is a very passionate player. Like she wants to win, fight, says all this stuff. So that's fine. Like that's what she's going to do. On the other side of the court near her player's box. So this is the player. This is where she sits. This is where the refs are. She sprints over and starts discussing with them. Leigh Waters, her mother, stands up from the audience, the stands, and starts screaming across the court about what's happening and says, we see her clearly say, that's awful, ref, or that's terrible, ref. And I just can't get over that whole situation. That rule has been explained to the players many times. Even Leah Jansen has said, you know, I don't like the rule, but we know the rule. That's why I'm really clear about my timeouts. I've been in this situation before. So that rule is known. And these refs who come and stand in that heat all day long to get yelled at by these players, were just doing their job, and they were just doing what the rules are. And this same situation had happened during MLP. Somehow they lost a point because of these things, and Leigh was yelling at the refs then too. And I just don't understand how she gets away with screaming across the court like that with no repercussions. She needs to get some kind of bad sportsmanship call or something, but nothing will ever happen with Leigh or Anna-Leigh. In the PPA's eyes, I just don't know any other. Can you imagine like Athena screaming across the court, or CJ's dad screaming across the court at the refs? No. You might remember at the MLP tournament when the Flash were playing the sliders, and Georgia challenged something, and the refs were confused about what she challenged. And she went over there and was like, no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Julie didn't do anything. Julie just stood there. She didn't scream across the court. Lee wasn't even on the. I get worked up about these things because these aren't one-offs. And I think that everyone needs to be held accountable for their actions. So that happened, and that was juicy drama. What else happened that day? We saw Federico Staksrud and Hayden Patriquin have the biggest upset of the day. They beat Gabe and Ben in the semifinal of men's doubles. This weekend was a big weekend for Federico Staksrud. He is obviously top player across the board. So when I say like it hasn't been his year, that's kind of like false. But in comparison to other years in the past, he hasn't been winning as many singles titles. And he and Hayden had kind of like plateaued in a way. I even said it on my last podcast that I thought they had kind of lost their spark and they should maybe look for other player partners in the future just to mix it up. And I think, you know how they say like, if you want to be a successful women's doubles player, like get Anna Bright to notice you. At least that's what I say. Like the best path to success is getting found by Anna Bright. It's like if you're starting a business, the most important thing for somebody to start a business is like access to equity. If you ask me, that's like the best skill you can have. And in women, to be a successful new women's player, you have to get discovered by Anna Bright. It's like lightning bolt for your career. But so what I'm saying is that maybe if I say your spark's gone, you're going to do really well next tournament. So don't take it as an insult, you guys. Take it as an opportunity. So Fed and Hayden, their new thing is that they've switched Hayden to the left and put Fed on the right. This is really a cool thought because a lot of people get stuck in their sides of the court, and some people might have like a little bit of ego about it. Now, it's a little bit different now because the role of the right side guy has definitely evolved, and it's no longer like the passive role. But it still kind of has that, you know, the better player plays on the left. And Hayden was a really strong right side player, but like they had to switch it up. And I do think Hayden is playing stronger this year than last year. And he's really doing well in mixed, and he plays left side in MLP. So it is kind of a logical thing for them to try. And they had that huge win. They won it in 2. And then they went on to Championship Sunday and beat JW Johnson and CJ Klinger. Big weekend at the same time. Well, first of all, we had an insane match between Chris Hayworth and Hunter Johnson on semifinal Saturday. Chris won the first game pretty easily, and then the second one he was winning by a lot. And Hunter came back from like 9-3 or 10-4 or something to tie it at 10-10, but eventually Chris took it. Then they go to Championship Sunday, and Federico Staksrud beats him. I really thought Chris was going to take this tournament, and especially coming off the momentum from his big win over Hunter. But it was Fed's weekend, you guys. It was Fed's weekend. And because this tournament is worth so many points, Fed is back to #1 men's singles player. I'm excited to see where Chris Hayworth ends up this tournament. But big weekend for Fed. And the most important part of this weekend for Fed is that after they beat Ben and Gabe and they were doing their interview at the end of the game, Fed starts crying about how it's been a really hard year in mixed and how he's just so happy and he works so hard, and it's just so great to win with Hayden. And I'm going to come back to this, but when I do my hot take of the week, but it is really, really great to see that kind of emotion on the court. It made me really happy. Okay, women's doubles. Another amazing semifinal Saturday was when Rachel Rohrabacher and Jay Calmodo played Catherine Parento and Paris Todd. Catherine and Paris have played before, and they won a gold medal actually at one point. The same weekend, Catherine triple crowned. And then, but I think Rachel and Jade, this is their first time playing together, but Rachel obviously plays with Jackie on the Brooklyn pickleball team. And this match was so good. Rachel and Jade take the first game. The second game comes. Rachel and Jade are up. Catherine and Paris get like a bunch of momentum and are, coming close to tying it or tying it. And then out of nowhere, Rachel like grabs her hamstring and walks off, and they have to do this whole medical timeout. And it was very strange. I'm sure someone will have the inside scoop because she calls a medical timeout. She's sitting there for a while, and like the trainer never comes. Where is he? So Paris Todd's trainer actually helps her wrap her hamstring so they can start playing again. And it was still a close match, but essentially Paris and Catherine were able to take advantage of Rachel's injury with drop shots or just targeting her. And it's kind of one of those situations where it sucks, but what else? They're going to do what they have to do. I mean, they want to win. They want to go Championship Sunday, and they want to get all these points from this huge tournament. So Catherine and Paris take that, and they go to Championship Sunday, where they get squashed by Annalie Waters and Anna Bright. Now, that semifinal Saturday match was also unfortunate because I think Rachel and Jade were like a really, 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 really good duo together. And Jade is playing out of her mind. And I actually used to think like there was a little bit of like a threat to, not a threat, a negative, a weakness to having a left-handed woman on your team, because while it's amazing to have that in the middle, if you're getting screwed by hard serves and you have to unwind, but you can't unwind the stack, then you have backhands in the middle and it gets a little loosey-goosey. But Jade has been playing out of her mind. Rachel's playing really well. I think I would have rather seen a Rachel Rohrabacher, Jade Kawamoto final against Annalie and Anna Bright, but we didn't get that, but hopefully in the future we will. So yes, Annalie Waters wins after the whole argument with her mom. She beats Caitlin Christian in the third game. Caitlin plays great, but it's just something about like the mental fortitude to play that well the whole time when Annalie gets her momentum up. It's so hard because you have to play your best the whole time. She just has tricks other people don't have. She's been playing longer. She grew up playing the sport. She's the generational talent. I mean, this is the first generation. So yes, she's the generational talent. But it's just different. She has been developing, like as she grew up, she was playing pickleball. So all these people coming in later in their life, they're playing catch up, even if they were college tennis players. So we'll see. I don't know when she's going to start getting beaten singles. Like, are we going to have to wait for her to be like 40? I don't know. We'll see. So then we go into mixed. Georgia and J-Dub are able to beat Tyra and Christian in a really good semifinal Saturday match. Hayden and Anna Bright take a game off Ben Johnson and Annalie Waters, but they aren't able to finish it off. Kind of what I said before. I really think Hayden's getting there, but if he had the length of Andre or Christian, like it would be game over for him in mixed doubles. So we see another Georgia Johnson, JW Johnson, Anna Lee, and Ben final. Annalie and Ben win it against them pretty easily. Now, what are we going to do about mixed doubles, you say? And I don't know, because I don't know who can beat Ben and Annalie. Obviously, like J-Dub and Georgia have done it in the past. Anna Bright and Deckel have done it, and Anna Bright and Andre have done it. So these are some teams I was thinking about that I think I could get it done. I would like to see Deckel and Anna Bright play again. I would like to see Georgia play with Andre. They played together in MLP at one point, and Georgia has definitely developed more since then, because it was a few years ago now, but she's gotten older, and I think it would be amazing to see her play with Andre. I would also like to see Tyra play with Andre. I'd like to see Georgia play with Hayden. I'd like to see Anna play with Christian. And I would like to see Tyra play with Hayden as well. I think that we just need, Anna Bright and JW Johnson I'd like to see a lot as well. I think these are the top players, right? I think the top players in mixed. Paris we can throw in there as well, too, if she's playing the top of her game. Maybe we try a Paris JW Johnson. But I think Anna Bright, Tyra, and Georgia are going to have the best chances in mix of beating them. And I think we need to mix it up between the best men's mixed players, which I think would be Christian, Andre, J-Dub, and maybe Deckel. Deckel needs to get a spark back a little bit, but he and Catherine played really well. And Catherine is like an amazing mixed partner, but I think that she just needs to get a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more offense to pair up against these other girls in the way they're playing mixed now. She's an old school player, she has to develop. So that's mixed doubles. I'd love to see Ben and Annalie lose at some point, but Annalie Waters takes away her triple crown, and she finally passes Ben Johns in most career PPA gold medals. Big deal, but it was inevitable that we were going to get there, so it wasn't, I don't know, like, it just isn't that exciting or that special because it's inevitable. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, good for her. Congratulations. I think that sums up this tournament. Anything else crazy I'm not thinking about? I mean, that's Saturday, you guys. Championship Sunday is always like a teeny tiny bit boring. And I usually love Fridays, but like the matches on Saturday were insane. And I got to stay home and watch a lot of them. But oh yeah, I had a birthday party on Saturday and people started coming over and I'm like, sorry guys, we have literally half of the women's doubles match and a whole men's doubles match to watch before you're allowed to leave. I mean, before we're going to turn it off and actually like talk to each other. And I don't think everyone loved it, but ultimately like it's my choice and that's what I chose to do. Okay, other news in the pickleball world. Next weekend, a few pickleball content creators. Oh my God, my phone just died. Vinny, Igor, Sean, and Frank. Sorry, I don't have their last names, but we'll get into it. I will tag all of them in this post so that you can see, are attempting to break the world record for longest pickleball match. So it's actually, insane. They're going to play for like 48 hours or something. And I was talking to Igor about how it works. And it's a little complicated, but essentially like every hour they play, they bank like 5 minutes. And then they can use that 5 minutes for like rest and bathroom and eating or something. But it does sound insane. And I actually like truly don't know how they're going to do it. But Igor was at my birthday party and he wasn't drinking because he was training. So like, it has to be like pretty hardcore. I will be at that event next weekend doing a live podcast. So if you're going to be there and you want to be on this podcast or you want to just like chat and hang out, let me know. I think it'll be really fun. I don't know. It's a little crazy. Final thing I want to say about the pickleball world is the interview with Catherine Parento and Athena on the Kitchen podcast was so incredible. And I absolutely love their love story. Like, I love it so much. I love them so much. And they're really brave to just like be out there like they are. I mean, the pickleball world is very conservative. We've seen that in a lot of posts, in a lot of things that have come up, and they're just like out in the open and happy. And when the Elise Jones, Catherine Parento separation at Nationals happened, there was a lot of chatter on social media that was like very homophobic. And I remember just being like, cool guys, like any chance that somebody gets to like make a comment and, put it in this like space of negativity that's already there, they will. And Catherine and Athena have just like always been really open. And I absolutely love that. And I love them. And hey guys, if you want to come on this podcast, you pretty much told every story to the kitchen, but you are two of my dream guests. And I would just love to talk about your experience in pickleball world a little more deeply anyway. Come on. Guys, like mostly it's an open invite for anyone actually. People are like, who's your dream guest? I'm like, anyone that will come on. Just kidding. But I'm not. Okay, hot take of the week, because I want to get you guys into my incredible interview coming up. Hot take of the week. We need more personality in pickleball. Okay, in pro pickleball. Things can get a little stale. And I was thinking about why they're a little stale right now. And I'm like, is it because I've been watching so much? And I'm like, no, let me paint the scene. Men's doubles. We used to have personalities like Jay DeVilliers and Pat Smith being crazy, Matt Wright and Riley Newman being crazy, even Ben and Colin, their matchups against Matt and Riley were crazy. Tyson used to be everywhere, bringing the personality everywhere. Now in our top 4 men's matchups that we always get, you have Ben and Gabe, who are both very stoic, easygoing. You have J.W. Johnson and C.J. Klinger. C.J. brings the personality in the fact that he's like kind of quirky and fun, but J-Dub is very stoic and not giving us much. And then you have Christian and Andre definitely pump each other up and they like have energy on the court. And sometimes Christian will be crazy, but they're still not like giving like a Tyson level of energy or like a Riley level of energy. Like there's just something different about it. Even when just like Matt Wright being a jerk, that's still personality. Colin rolling his eyes, that's still personality. Like, I'm not saying good personality. I'm just saying like personality. And Hayden and Fed probably have the most personality, but they're still like kind of chill. And then you look at the women's, and Anna Bright and Rachel Rohrbacher, when they had their rivalry with Catherine and Anna, like to me, that was giving, you know, like Rachel and Anna were being kind of like quirky girlies, like, and then like you had Anna Lee and Catherine being more like, I don't know, just different, right? So, but now that Anna probably has one of the best personalities in pro pickleball, and now she's playing with Anna Lee, she kind of she can't shine as much as she did with Rachel. I mean, she's still shining, but you get what I'm saying. So I think that's why we love MLP so much. You know, the personalities are so much more on display than they are in PPA. And once we have a couple PPA tournaments in a row, that's what I get. So that's my hot take. That's it for me, you guys. Now, I have an amazing interview with Sydney Steinaker. You formerly known as Pickleball Barbie, but that was a while ago. You've definitely seen her content. I promise if you are the few people that watch this podcast, you know who she is. And we talk about everything through her entire like content journey, where she came from, where she's going. It's a really, really fun interview. So stick around to watch that. Please subscribe to this podcast, share it with your friends, leave me a comment, and follow me on Instagram, Obsessed with Pickleball, and TikTok, Obsessed with Pickleball Pod. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on X, Obsessed with Pickleball. I never say that, but I really don't tweet a lot, but then like randomly I'll send like 10 in a row, so whatever. Yeah, so enjoy my interview. Thanks, guys. Guys, I'm so excited for my first guest of season 2, the one and only, the original, literally the original pickleball influencer, Sydney Steinaker.
The OG influencer.
The OG.
That's
you
crazy.
did it before anyone else, and you did it differently than anyone else. I think a lot of people I think most people who listen to this podcast follow you because it's very niche. And I think niche people that would listen to this podcast would also know who you are.
I feel like maybe they don't follow me. Maybe they just like know who I am. I don't know. I will say just like, I feel like my following count has been just like the biggest roller coaster over the past like 5 years.
I can't imagine.
Which is like, because I've been changing so much and evolving as a person from 5 years ago to now. And I think everyone to see me as like every different hair color.
Wait, that's so funny. I was like on the way here talking to Jen, and I was like, I think I'm going to talk to her about this. And I was telling her about your hair colors. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Jane? I'm like, no, she just like had all these eras. And I really want her to tell everyone about them because I don't like, it's so interesting.
Oh my gosh. Well, I started off as blonde in pickleball.
I know. We're going to get there.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to go through the whole thing.
We're going to get through the whole thing.
But I think it was perfect for my first episode of the new season to have you on. And I am so excited. I do think everyone who listens to this will follow you. Unless it's like my mom or my aunt who's like being nice to me. But back in the day when I obviously have followed you forever because I follow everyone forever. I've been here for a while in this OG pickleball space. But this was like an old people sport. Like it was old people. And then all of a sudden there's like a lifestyle influencer. There were people on TikTok. This was like before TikTok. There were people on Instagram and YouTube making like paddle reviews and instructional videos, but nobody was doing like you're on TikTok watching these and then suddenly there's like a pickleball version. Yeah. So it starts out your pickleball journey. Now, again, the people who follow you and know things know that you were dating a professional pickleball player.
I was.
We don't need to get into that. But
oh dear.
Were you playing pickleball before that, or
I was?
Like, how did your pickleball journey start?
Okay, so I guess I started off like everyone else during COVID. So I was working as an information security analyst at a Fortune 500 company during COVID, and I was a really active person. I always have been a really active person, and my mom was dating my, like, I guess stepdad. We're gonna get into it. my mom was dating my stepdad back then, and he had a pickleball court in his backyard. And basically during COVID, like I just had all this like built up energy, and I was just like sitting at home, like after work, like 8 to 5, I'd be like on my laptop, just like working on data, spreadsheets, and then 5 o'clock would hit, and then I'm like, I have nowhere to go. This is driving me insane, because we were all like in California on lockdown. And what I ended up doing was I would go to my stepdad's house at that time, and I would go play pickleball with him all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, he was really good. He was like a 4.0 at the time, and I was like a little 2.5. I did not play tennis, like at all. So I look back at footage of myself playing, and I was like, that was so embarrassing. That was so cringe, because I thought I was so good. The form, just like I looked like a deer on ice skates. It was terrible. But my stepdad, he had this equestrian style home at that time, and all his kids had like left and they've moved out, and he had all these extra rooms. And word an OC got out about this house that had a pickleball court and all these extra rooms. And this is back when the pro tours, they didn't have money to pay pros.
Right.
And
Right. Donna, can we talk about? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know? Okay.
Wait, Donna?
Do you remember when
Donna Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Had to say
Okay,
it
so like
Donna's
that was like what my family started hosting pros. We started off with Pickleball Bar.
Wait, this is crazy story. Okay, keep
And
going.
this is actually before I was even like, yeah, this was like before I was really into pickleball. Like he had been staying with our family even before I picked up like a paddle for the first time. And then next thing you know, like Lucy Kovalova was staying with us. Like, and then one more, like they kept on like bringing more and more pros. Then one time Ben showed up, Ben Johns. And I wasn't there the first time he had stayed with my stepdad. I was dating someone at the time, and we were just kind of off doing our own thing. And my mom like had called to let me know that the #1 pickleball in the world was staying with them. And I was like, honestly, this is back when I was like, still didn't think pickleball was cool. And I was like, oh, like, all right, that's cool, I guess, for you. I love that for you guys. I don't know. So a few weeks like went by, and then Ben like called my mom. He's like, hey, we're coming back for another tournament in December. Do you mind if I bring my brother this time? And his brother, Colin. And my parents said, sure. So we had him, Colin, Deckel, Adam Stone was staying with us as well. I think we had like 6 pros at the time. I think Colin was sleeping in my stepdad's office.
Wait.
Like, it was just like a house full of pros. My mom was cooking for them every night. And they would go and compete on Newport Beach TTC. And then they would come back and just like hang out at the house. And we do like dinners, and it was like cool gatherings. And that's like the ways pros used to travel, was like they would do host housing, and they would all travel together. And if they could all bunch up in one place, that's how it went. And in exchange, like they would give like free pickleball lessons to the host that was like hosting them. And that's how it was for a bit. So my family was hosting like the Johns and Deckel for like a bit. And yeah, that's kind of like how I got introduced to the pro space. But yeah, I guess I kind of went off track. But yeah, during that time, I was like training for pickleball. I ended up playing the tournaments that I met Colin at. Sorry, I guess I should probably just announce on the podcast. My ex is Colin Johns. Hello. Hi, how are you? Let's just get that out of the way. So I met Colin that tournament, and I was playing in that tournament, and I'm going to give you some tea.
Oh my God. Already? I'm so excited.
I don't think I've ever like talked about this really publicly on a podcast, which is I did have a boyfriend when I met Colin.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. I can't believe one of the Johns brothers is a homewrecker.
What? Really? No, I wouldn't say he's a homewrecker. This is tea. Some people in the pickleball space know this story already, but like basically my mom and my dad, like they hated my boyfriend at the time. Like they hated him. Like it was not it. We were dating for 3 years. And like we were talking about engagement, like and stuff like that. And my mom was just like, every time I brought him over for dinner, it was never a good time. It was never a good time it was uncomfortable, but like I was like, but Mom, I'm so in love.
Yeah.
And
you were young. How old were you then? Early 20s?
20.
Late 20s?
No, I was like 26. 26.
Okay.
Yeah, 26. So
good time to think about marriage, but maybe not old enough to decide. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And he was my first like real relationship too. So after the tournament, so Colin and I, like the moment we like met each other, like there was like something there. I will say I was super shy. I was just like super reserved, but like I was like, every time I was around him, I would turn like bright red. And he was like, I don't know, my mom like will tell like anyone, like the moment like we like met each other, it was just like an instant attraction. And my boyfriend noticed that immediately. He was like, there's something going on. I will say nothing happened. Like I will take this to my grave. Like literally nothing happened between me and CJ when I was with my boyfriend. But after the tournament, like Colin had to leave to go back to work. And then Ben stayed an extra day. And after I was done working one day, Ben, he was like, hey, let's have some like time together. Like, let's go have a little chit chat. And he like, as I'm sitting there like working on my laptop, he comes over, he puts a wine like bottle down on the table. And he's like, we're going to break up with your boyfriend today. And I was like, what? And he was like, you're going to practice like breaking up with your boyfriend like on me. Because I was like, as I was saying, I'm like, I don't know how to break up with someone. I've never broken up with someone in my life. This is my first like relationship. He is like, we hate your boyfriend. I hate your boyfriend. Your mom hates your boyfriend. There's no one that's in favor of your boyfriend. Yeah. So he's got to go. So So he didn't really mention that I was gonna date CJ. He was just like, we're just getting rid of the boyfriend.
Right. Step
situation.
one.
So step one. So we did that. We had a glass of wine and I just practiced like, and he was like fake crying and everything.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. Damn, this is like, I can't believe I'm talking about this. I did not take any of that advice and I went a completely different route. I was big on TikTok at the time and I don't know why I felt the need to post this, but I made my boyfriend or ex-boyfriend now a breakup gift basket.
Okay, cute. That's so polite. Honestly, that's really polite. That's the Orange County in you.
Maybe, I don't know. I just like, it had like condoms, it had like lube in there. It had
why? For his future girls. Okay.
For the rebound.
I got you.
I got him like chocolate, his favorite candy. I got him like a new outfit so he can feel like confident and go out on the town.
So not only are you saying, I want to break up with you, but you're also saying, I actually have no feelings of jealousy. So like, if you want to get a girlfriend, I'm not even sad about the breakup.
I just wanted to say, like, give appreciation. Like, thanks for like 3 years. Like, I like wishes for the best. I did the same for CJ when we broke up.
No. What was in his?
Same thing. I think there's a TikTok. You can go find it.
Oh my God. Okay.
I know that. I know the pickleball community thought it was very cringe. But yeah. So basically, after that, like, Colin, I texted him like after it happened because he was texting me every day after he left. And damn, do I want to talk about this?
Yeah. Why not? It's just us. It's just us girls.
Oh my gosh. Because also there was someone else texting me every day.
Was it somebody else that's a pro pickleball player?
Yeah.
What if you gave me 3 clues and I guessed?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so there was 2 pros texting me right after I broke up with my ex.
Okay. One was Colin Johns. Okay. The other one was?
Ben.
No. Wait, is that the clue? Or is that the person?
That's the person. And it was really, I can't believe I'm like sharing
this. I
honestly
but like, don't know if people are going to believe you.
I know, but like Garrett, the owner of Carbon, he used to come over and play at our house all the time.
Okay, cool.
And I remember going up to Garrett and showing him like the text from Ben and Colin and being like, yo, are these 2 like playing with me right now? Like, what is going on? Because I was so confused. And Garrett's like, yo, they're both trying to get at you. I was like, wait, I'm like, are they doing this? Like, there's no way that they're talking to each other. Like, so I was trying to be as neutral as possible. I'm like, whoa.
No, they weren't talking to each other.
I was like, but there's no way. They're like literally like doubles partners. So like, I was freaking out. And I was like, I'm just going to play it safe, play it neutral. I was like going to my mom, going to my stepdad. I was like showing them like the text. I'm like, am I like overthinking this? And they're like, no, they're definitely flirting with you. Both of them are flirting with you. Yeah. So they both invited me to Mexico for a pickleball getaways trip a few weeks later.
Okay, so hold on. You mean they were doing the trip together, right? And then they invited you?
Yeah.
Okay, they weren't like both going on separate trips and you had to choose which trip.
No. They were both going on a pickleball getaways trip and they're like, hey, come through with your family. And like, I wasn't gonna go alone. I had just met them. So I was like, hey, mom, stepdad, brother, let's all go to Mexico together. Go learn some pickleball, it'll be fun. So we all went. And yeah, it was like one of those things that Hannah Johns, like their sister, later told me that she had to tell Ben to stop flirting with me because it was hurting Colin's chances with me.
Wow.
I'm really just dropping all the
What a fun day this is for me.
like mid-trip, I will say, like, I saw like a sudden shift in Ben, and I was like, what? It's like he went from like saying like, hey, let's go grab food after like we practiced, to like completely just like radio silence. And then Colin was like walking me home to like my room every night after dinner.
Okay, so Sydney,
Yeah.
let's get really honest.
Yeah.
Let's say it was the opposite situation. And Hannah had been like, hey, Colin, you need to stop flirting with Sydney because it's hurting Ben's chances. And would you have ended up with Ben?
No. He was like way too young. Like, I don't go that way. Like it was like literally like
he's young. You're right, he's young.
That's like no. Never. I'm not really into younger guys.
I hear what you're saying now. That makes sense.
Even like because even like my thing with Ben was like I kept on telling my parents, I'm like, he's so young. Like it's like he's like basically my brother's age.
But can you imagine? Let's just paint this imaginary space. Okay, they're the same age. Okay,
yeah,
they're the same age. They're the same age as you. Everyone's the same age. Okay, no, wait, I haven't even gotten there yet. Your brain's going too crazy. You get with Ben Johns instead of Colin Johns. The ripple effect over the pickleball world, if you two were dating and maybe he didn't date other people, where would we be? Would people still be friends with each other? Would the whole world be different?
We're really
right now?
getting niche right now.
We're getting real niche.
Yo, I don't know.
That's
I don't
so
know.
Interesting. Well,
but
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I don't even want to think about if that were to ever happen. It's just honestly, it was just like one of those things that it just only made sense for Colin and I to date.
Yes.
Like we just like me and him meshed for 3 years like so well, and he was like my person.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, like, even though like me and him no longer talk, we are not really on good terms right now. I still think he is such an awesome person, and he's one of the most knowledgeable, if not the most knowledgeable pro in the space on the technicality of pickleball. And he's the best pickleball coach in the world, in my opinion. And I have nothing but respect for him on that front. And even today, now that I'm a pickleball coach in Los Angeles, a lot of what I'm teaching my students, I was able to learn from Colin, like over the past like few years. So shout out to him, I will say, like on that
Colin,
front.
if you want to come on, you're totally invited. We're talking about Sydney now, not
yeah.
Colin.
Oh yeah,
pivot back.
Pivoting back. Sorry, no.
Okay, so you're starting to date Colin. How do we get into the Pickleball Barbie era?
Oh, Pickleball Barbie. Well, I started posting. All it took was like one TikTok for me to get signed.
Locked in.
And I was locked in with Franklin Sports.
Oh yeah.
It was like because I was scrolling TikTok and I was like looking through and I was like, why is there no one posting about pickleball?
Yeah.
And this is like at the same time that I had started playing pickleball in October 2020. That was when I blew up on TikTok. That exact same time.
I feel like I probably saw you way back then.
Maybe. I had like a few videos that went like ultra viral.
Yeah.
That like got millions of views. I recreated like a 2000s era movie that just blew up on TikTok, and it was weird. There was like fan pages like popping up on like my content. It was like so interesting. And all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, during this time I was like, okay, like I'm gonna start posting about pickleball. I literally remember just like going to pickleball practice and one day like checking my phone and I was like, oh wow, I'm blowing up. Like this is insane. It's like the follower count went from 10,000 to 20,000, 30, 50. I think I got up to 70K. And it was...
Was this all on TikTok?
All on TikTok. And then Instagram, like, yeah, Instagram, I was always been like a slow growth. I've always kind of struggled with Instagram on that front, but you know, it is what it is. It's honestly not about followers, in my opinion, as a content creator. It's always about, for me, it's always been like, am I happy with the content that I'm putting out? Does this like fulfill me? And also like, what impression am I leaving like on my like viewers? Like, are they gonna remember me? Are they gonna like see me out in public and be like, oh, like that's the girl that makes really like cool content? You don't need to follow me, but you like if they know who I am, like that, I've done my job.
I totally understand what you're saying and feel the same way. Like my content is so niche, and I have like our social manager at Pickle Pop is always telling me like you're never gonna get followers unless you do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, but I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to make that. I see a video that took someone 3 seconds to make that went viral.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I don't find that funny or interesting, like, or me. Like I don't want to be inauthentic and just make content so that I'll get followers. Would I like some followers so I can like, you know, get sponsors for this podcast? I don't know. It would be nice to make some money, but I can't do it. I can't do it.
I know, I get it. No, it's like one of those things, like sometimes when I get brand deals and they take away the creativity from the creator, like it's really hard. Like that's some of the hardest content to make is when they give you the script and you're like, but I don't want to make this. It's like, granted they're paying you, so you do it.
If they're paying you, you're going to do it.
But also it's like, you post it, you're not proud of it, you know? But I think also it's just, ever since I like started making content, it's always been about what's going to set me apart from every other creator. Because I can make how to hit a third shot drop videos, how to hit a forehand sweep. Like there's just so much educational content out there, and which is great. And there's so many talented creators out there, but that's never like interested me.
Yeah, totally.
So it's just like, that's kind of like something that people are like, well, you'd get so many more followers. I'm like, yeah, but like, that's just not authentically me. And they can learn that from anyone else. Totally. I'm just going to be here for like the entertainment value.
So yeah, exactly. That's why for me, like content creator and influencer have like two different kind of vibes for me. Cause you can be a content creator, but like, are you giving lifestyle? Are you giving like personality? And I think that that's what influencers do versus content creators.
Yeah.
Like I consider myself a content creator. Like I create content, but I'm not like letting people into my life or like trying, like doing that kind of things, which I think that's something that you have been doing for a while, which is really interesting. So one thing that we skipped over is you worked for MLP for a while.
MLP and PPA.
So how was that?
I'm just gonna say, like within internally, like that I was always a problem child, but it's funny because like the people that you think are the most innocent are like the biggest troublemakers, like behind the scenes.
Like who?
I'm not gonna name
Just
names.
name one person.
I can't name names. Like that I can't.
Okay.
It's one of those things that I felt like I was always just like the target, like for like internally, just like, oh, it's like she's dressed a certain way, but it's like, well, she's walking around wearing the same outfit.
That's so weird.
It's like it just felt like, I don't know, it was just there's definitely certain treatments that was.
So you were in the heart of the tour wars?
Oh, I experienced it unlike any other person. One day I do want to do a YouTube video about it.
You have to.
I have to, just because like there is no person in the world that experienced it like me. Because I saw the phone calls happening between Connor and
Steve?
No, Connor and CJ. Like, because he would call like him all the time. I was having MLP calling me, and it was just like I was like seeing just like
because you were with MLP at the time.
Yeah.
Were you with Colin at the time?
We were dating.
And so he's obviously PPA.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Well, kind of. Well, like he came back from Kansas City, and obviously like he had not signed with a tour during that time, but it was definitely like it put me in a really uncomfortable situation because I was 1000% MLP, like team MLP.
Yeah.
I believed in the vision. I like was good friends with Steve. I was good friends with Brooks, and I just saw the vision of MLP, and I always like that's why I was so excited when I started to work for MLP, because when I joined, that was like peak MLP, like San Clemente, like I remember Daytona, like that energy.
I was at San Clemente.
Yeah,
so good.
Oh my gosh, the energy at those MLPs.
I feel bad for people who never got to experience OG MLP because you can't even explain it to people.
It was like I started blogging about pickleball, and it was cool because like I was like sitting there just like writing about pickleball, and I would send off like my like I guess my take on the match, and that would be on the MLP website when I first started. And I was first a contractor, and then I didn't get hired on. I had to prove myself like literally to MLP before they even like gave me like an official contract to work for them. Like it took 3 months. And I had to like really show that I was dedicated to them. And most people just assumed, oh, it's because you knew like Brooks or you knew Steve, like why you got a job. And I will say that helps. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, inevitably people are going to think it's because of Colin.
Oh, yes, of course. And that's one thing I've always been struggling with ever since like I entered pickleball. People always assume that it was because of X, Y, like that person, like why I got my paddle contracts, why I would get certain opportunities. And I've always been like fighting that since the very beginning. And even like through my employment, and even like when we broke up, it kind of felt like, oh, it's like no one's there to protect you anymore. Like, so I felt like it was people were kind of like coming after me internally.
You were an easy target because right, you're a girl who was dating whatever high profile person, so you're never going to be taken 100% seriously.
Yeah.
Then you're trying to do something that no one else is doing, and just in general, like, you know, girl influencers are going to be made fun of because girl stuff is made fun of. They put themselves out there like, oh, who's doing a get ready with me? It's like, oh, you mean the get ready with me that 8 million people watched? Why don't you like calm down.
Oh my gosh, 1000%. And like, I have seen all the hate comments. I've gotten all the DMs. Like, trust me, I've seen it all at this point. There's nothing that you can say to hurt me at this point in pickleball. Like, I've been called it all. I've been canceled publicly in pickleball forum before, or at the kitchen also. I was canceled in there too. You know, it's fine. I'm maybe making this assumption, but also I feel like I can say this. I feel like I'm one of the more polarizing people in the sport. Either you love me or you hate me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're still talking about me.
100%.
So like, even with everything I've been doing like recently, like
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah, my follower count goes up and everything. The engagement has been like kind of like lately, but I'm like, y'all are still looking at my stuff. My story like posts are like at an all-time, like views are at an all-time high. Everything is just like, my paddle sales at our
all-time high.
Yeah. Cannot
Okay, so
right
I want to transition to what you're doing now because you're doing some crazy stuff. But I want to say this about what you were just saying about you being polarizing. I have met a lot of influencers in my life, and we have a lot of influencers that come to Pickle Pop and all of this stuff. And I didn't know you personally until recently. And so the world knows this. I want everyone to know this. You have literally never been anything but so nice and sweet to me, to anyone I've seen you interact with. This is something that I say to everyone, and everyone agrees how sweet and nice you are. And I also have never, like, how hard you work is kind of crazy. Like, I think I hustle, like, you hustle so much. I'm like,
yeah,
you are not, like, you work so hard. So I just wanted to put that out there because, yeah, people don't know you. They only know on the internet. They only know this girl doing this crazy stuff, dropping a link.
Yeah. Oh,
which we should start about talking about now. So, okay, so let's just fast forward to now. All this stuff with the boys and the pros. You leave MLP. You come back to LA. I think we talked about it at one point where you're like, yeah, like it's just hard to like keep doing something new in the pickleball space, right?
Yeah, it's like it's trying to stay relevant, I guess. Because someone told me recently, like super recently, and I really got me going. They're like, you are not relevant in pickleball anymore. They're like, you don't have MLP anymore. You don't have PPA anymore. You're not gonna have Yola anytime soon. Like, well,
that's not
soon.
A very nice thing for someone to say.
And I will say, like, next year, I mean, I'll give you some tea. Yola and I are splitting ways next year. Like,
okay.
We're going to.
Well, you're wearing their hats. That's so nice of you. Little last minute
like, hurrah for Yola. Hi.
Do you have a new place you're going?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm feeling things out right now. Honestly, this is a pretty recent conversation that was had, and nothing but love towards Yola, by the way. I think they're amazing. I think they're doing so many good things for the pickleball world, but I think we are both kind of in agreement that I think we're both going in different directions.
So let's talk about the link.
Yeah, which is a good segue, I guess.
So here's the situation. I'm like not cool and smart apparently because you're posting all this stuff. You're like, I'm going to drop my link. Watch out. I'm going to drop my link. God. Here's my link. And I DM you. I said, what's a link?
I think the amount of phone calls and DMs.
But you have to explain it to the people.
Okay, so dropping the link.
And you kept saying all these different platforms. And I'm like, I don't even know any platforms. Like, I don't know anything.
So this is definitely like an LA thing, I feel like. I mean, I don't want to like get you flagged for this. So we're going to call it Only Dinks. Okay, so Only Dinks. That is kind of like what the link implies, like doing paywall content, subscription style content.
Yes.
It's not what people think it is. Most of the time, it's literally just wholesome like gym pics or bikini pics or things like that. Long story short, I talked about dropping a link, and I had signed with one platform, and I was super excited. Like they were like, we were working together behind the scenes to talk about this launch, and all of a sudden, Pickleball World freaks out. They're like, what?
But that's good. That's what you wanted.
But I mean, yes, it's what I wanted, but it was like not in a good way. Okay, like I lost 800 followers that day.
Wow.
It was crazy. That kind of shows you like how
the pickleball world is very conservative.
And that's like where I'm like coming in with my new company where I'm like, honestly, we're here to change that. Cause like the fact that something like that made me lose 800 followers, I'm like, honestly, like then I'm not for you. It's like totally fine. Like at the end of the day, like I like was also gaining a lot of followers during that time too.
But I definitely heard on the KOTC podcast when Jimmy did ask Tyler if he was going to get the link. And Tyler was like, what? What's a link?
Oh my gosh, that's iconic.
Like, who?
Oh my gosh. No, it's definitely, I will say.
So how's it been going? Are we making money?
We are.
We're making some money.
We're making some money. For sure. It's just one of those things that, yeah, once you enter into that only dinks world, like I've learned, you will get shunned by the world.
Yeah. When I saw you do that, I was like, wow, this is really brave.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's any kind of thing for you to do it. I actually think it's really smart and great. And I don't think it's a thing when women do whatever they want. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, once you do that, like you've done it. I do think like maybe in 5 years more people can do it and we don't care. But I was like, that's really brave of her.
Well, even so, it's just like one of those things like, I don't know. Let's say I do have one. Why does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Why does it, like, it's just like, honestly, I think it's a safer way of being able to like do it than like, instead of like going and getting money like other ways, you know? It's, I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things that I have a different view on like sex and things like that than most people do. So I don't know, this is like my body. Like if I do want to share it with the world, like, so what? Like still, actually I did lose a few friendships over it.
That's so crazy.
Because the way that they were acting, I was just like, why? Even if I did this, like, you should be supporting me. You shouldn't be like, oh, like you're like going this way, so I can like associate with you anymore. That like really was like
that's friends that you don't need.
Yeah, I was like, okay, then you're like not my ride or die. Like, okay, so be it. So I feel like when I first got into pickleball, I was so focused on just trying to have as many friends as possible. And I just wanted everyone to like me. Now I'm kind of in my villain arc, if you will, where I'm just
when you dyed your hair red, it was game over.
Oh, when I dyed my hair red, it's just like, I don't know, it just sparks something in me where I'm like, I could care less if you like me or not. Totally. Like at the end of the day, like I am here to grow the sport of pickleball. That's always been my mission since like day one. Let's grow pickleball. And I'm going to do it on my own terms. I'm not answering to anyone else at this point.
There's no example for you to follow, like at all.
No, there's like not one other creator that I look to in pickleball where I'm like, I'm trying to be that person.
Do you have someone that you're in like a different niche that you look at?
Not really, because then it's not my true self. Like I feel like there's nothing, like I've never like looked at a video online and been like, this is exactly what I'm going to try and recreate frame by frame and have this be like my thing.
Tell people what Project P is.
Project P is pickleball for the people. And this is a crazy, honestly, a month and a half ago, if you would have told me I was a business owner, I would be like, excuse me, what? I've always been really impulsive, like with everything that I do. I've never been a person that really thinks like, let me create a business plan. Let me think this through and let me get my deck out. I've never been that type of person. I've always been like, I have an idea, let's execute it.
Same.
And that's kind of what happened with Project P. A month and a half ago, I had this crazy idea. I just like, honestly, life's just been going at 100 miles an hour this year with just like some family stuff. Like now me moving to LA, just like, and this new like coaching lifestyle. And I don't know, I feel like I just needed a night just to like let go and enjoy pickleball and just like have fun with friends. So I saw these guys in downtown LA called Lumiverse, and they had this warehouse and they had done like car meetups at this place, and they had like these rollout pickleball courts. And I reached out and I was like, hey, like, want to throw a party together? And they're like, okay. They're like, we'll do it.
Yeah.
They're like, we vibed immediately. And I like love Project X, love that movie so much. And I'm like, let's just throw like a Project X style pickleball party. It's something that just goes against everything that tennis is. Something that just goes against everything that pickleball has been. Like just a night where we just party. And we had a week to plan it. And we got like 150 people.
I was there. Super fun.
I will say I did crash out. At my party. I did.
Yeah.
I was a hot mess. I think it was just, there were so many emotions like going through my head at that point. Cause at that point I was just so worried. Cause I don't know, I was trying to throw the biggest party in pickleball history. And like it clearly wasn't that, but it was one of those things I was like, man, what are people going to think about me? Like I was so frustrated. I'm like, people are going to like, I'm going to wake up and everyone's going to have all these hate comments. People are expecting a lot. Like the Dink was reaching out to me about it and everything. And the next like morning, like I like woke up and I was like, wow, I should just be so grateful the fact that I had all those people there like showing up for me last night. And I had like this close group of friends around me that night that were just like, you are crushing it. You are going to be someone, like, don't worry. It's like, this is just the beginning of something new. Like we'll just get through this and then we'll like figure it out. Like later, like how to like do damage control if there's like a social media backlash. I was like, okay, noted. Then the next morning, instead of having hate messages, I had endless amounts of phone calls, text messages from facility owners, pickleball brands saying, how do we do a Project P event?
That's amazing.
And I was like, what? I was not expecting that at all. And I got on the phone with Sean Bolteri, who owns like Newport Beach TTC, the club that I first started playing pickleball at 5 years ago. And he says, hey, Halloween's around the corner. Want to throw a Project P style party at my facility. And immediately I'm just thinking, I'm like, wait, this is a place that MLP has done tournaments, PPA has done tournaments here. Like they only like allow like the big dogs in. And all of a sudden he's like, I get to take over this facility. And I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I just said yes.
Right.
Not thinking about how much work goes into creating an event and like what was needed. And I just said yes. And I was like, okay, now what? So I put out a poster like the next day and I was like, we're doing this. My friend Drake, who works at Santa Monica Forestry.
I know Drake.
Yeah.
I know Drake. Yeah.
He, let's partner up on this. And we really had to like establish like what is Project P and like what we want the branding to be. And we came up with 3 pillars: cars, pickleball, and EDM. Now, I know this may sound like kind of like, Sydney, why cars? Like you've never done car content before in your life.
The cars makes no sense to me, but continue.
I know. But there is a reason behind it. So 3 years ago, I lost my dad. He was a huge car guy. Huge. Like every year, like when I was like growing up, like we'd go to auto shows. He'd take us to the drag races at the Pomona drag strip. Like we would go to like basically like he had his collection. Like he was always like swapping out cars. Like he used to drop me off at school in this cherry red Lamborghini Diablo. And he was so proud of this car. And I was so shy as a child. I used to make him drop me off 2 blocks away from school because I didn't want any kids to like think that I was like some spoiled rich kid. And like my dad was trying to flex to other dads, you know, and he would get so frustrated. Yeah. So yeah, those are the 3 pillars of Project P. Now we are just trying to be pickleball for the people. Like that's what like, and we're like rebranding pickleball. That's what we're trying to say. It's like, we're trying to show pickleball isn't tennis. Like this is pickleball without the politics. Like I've experienced pickleball. I've seen pickleball from every side. And I haven't seen one person represent pickleball the way that I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the community aspect. I loved going to the local parks and just having like a judgment-free zone where it doesn't matter like who you are, what you do for work, like what level you are, what's your duper. Just like one night just for fun, it was what we were going for. And that's what we're trying to do with Project P. It's like we just don't want to have to answer to anyone. Like we don't want pros at our events. And we're being very like clear with that. We're not trying to like take your pros, Connor Proto, don't worry. Like we just like want it to just be like a money ball tournament where a 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, 4-5 level player come in and they can win money. Because like what other tour can you do that? And we're gonna have there's always gonna be rec play courts. Always. Because sometimes, how many times have you been to a pickleball like tournament and you wanna play rec play and there's no courts to play on? There's a huge team of us that are just trying to make this happen. And we're like, every time like we have a meeting, we're like, we accidentally created a pickleball tour.
Yeah.
Which is like actually insane to think about, because we're like talking about Miami, we're talking about New York, we're talking about Austin, and we're just like, okay, how do we, right now we're just going for proof of concept because all these sponsors are reaching out to us and we're like, okay, but how do we monetize this? Okay, we're gonna need, so all our focus is media on this like first event.
Yeah. Brand building.
Yeah, brand building basically. And yeah, it's honestly like, if someone comes up to me during my Project P event and tells me that the music is too loud, they can leave.
So funny.
And I love that. I'm putting my foot down. Like I already told my team that. It's like if you complain about someone,
like you're not. This isn't for you.
Yeah,
get out of here.
If you are a complainer, if you think that there aren't enough like rec play courts, leave. If you think that glow in the dark pickleball is like you can't see the ball,
pickleball players do have a pattern of just letting you know what's wrong.
Oh, there's no complaining
for them.
Oh, for them. It's always thinking
like, what's
about
wrong?
them.
It's like there's 50 people here, but like you don't like X.
Yeah, it's always you don't like X. There's always something to complain about. And I even like working for the tours, like I would hear all the complaints from the amateurs and they would always come up to me, they'd see me walking around. There was always something that there was like.
But this is just for fun.
I like didn't mean to become like, I guess, the president or founder or whatever of this, but here we are. And now I'm like, all of a sudden now, instead of thinking of as like the worker, now I'm like, oh my gosh, I am like, they're all looking at me.
It is weird. It is weird. Yeah.
It's like now they're asking me, hey, can we do this?
And you
Can we
have to
do
find
that?
a way. It's tough. Yeah.
Oh my
Managing
gosh.
people's hard.
Oh, 1000%. Where they're like, hey, can I like, do we approve this expense? I'm like, why are you asking me? I'm like,
I'm the boss. Okay.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
That's crazy. So Sydney, tell us.
Yes.
How do we come to Project P?
Oh, projectpevents.com.
ProjectPevents.com.
Yeah, so I definitely, so that you can register your car for the car meet there. You can sign up for the Moneyball tournament that is powered by Epic Pickleball Tour, by the way.
Pickleball.
I just want to shout out them real quick because they are running the tournament, and I am so, so grateful to partner with them on this. And hopefully I like want to bring Epic not just to this Project P, but to all Project Ps moving forward, because I just love the way that they run their tournaments. I've always had a really good experience with them.
I love them.
So.
I love Greg and Patrick. I love them. Play
And
them
they're
all the time.
pickleball for the people as well.
Yeah,
like they love
so
the vision.
sweet, yeah.
If you do not align with our vision, like I'm willing to turn sponsors down right now, just because I'm like, if you were gonna bring your tennis into this or bring your country club into this, like, then this is not for you. Like, just like let us be like chaotic party vibes.
Yeah.
Like we just want good people, good vibes. And so like I said, if you don't bring the vibes, if you do not bring a supercar or super vibes, then you can the exit's right there.
Get out of here.
Just get out of here. So we also just want to shout out Newport Exotics Auto House, because they're going to be providing all like the supercars. But you're highly encouraged to bring your own car that you want to flex. So, and I mean, what guy doesn't want to show off their car? So like, there's that.
I'm so excited to see how this grows or what you're going to do next, because it's like, really, I have no idea.
I'm so excited.
Like, I have no idea what's going to happen with you next.
Honestly, I'm super excited. But Project P, like, I think
it's going to be huge.
I think it's going to be
huge.
And I like also told my team this. I'm like, I do not want to be the face of this, by the way.
Okay, Sydney.
No, but like, it's one of those things. Like, I don't want.
I see. You don't want it to have a face. It's like a faceless for the people.
It's like every major creator out there has like their own brands, but when you think of that brand, you don't like when you look at Prime, you don't think about like Logan Paul, or when you think about, I don't know, like Chamberlain coffee, you're not necessarily always thinking about Emma Chamberlain, God,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That's like kind of like,
it's going to be bigger than one person.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, I'm going to be the one like behind the scenes working on stuff, but like, I'm only as good as my team. And like, I'm trying to build like my team right now, and of just people that believe in the vision, and everyone who's coming in right now, like that are believing in it. Like, I like respect them so much, because I think we all know that this is something so much bigger than like what it is right now. And we all like see that there is a potential for this to be like the destination for pickleball.
I do think the fun is starting. It has left pickleball in a lot of ways, and I think
has.
This is really fun. Yeah.
Honestly, it's like it doesn't feel like Disneyland. I used to be like at the courts, you had to like force me to go home.
Now I'm like, this vibe's not good. I want to only go to this vibe, and I do miss playing with strangers.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Well, out here in LA, like $60 a court $60 an hour for a court is insane.
Okay, Sydney.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. I mean, so good at Pickle Pop. Because the vibes are vibing. The vibes are...
Okay, anyway.
So
it has been insane to see you at your house flirting with Colin Johns, to hear Sky's the Limit on Project P. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Please tell everyone where to follow you.
You can follow me at Sydney Steinaker on all my different platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, all Sydney Steinaker, and follow Project P events. And just be sure to follow Project P, because we're going to be coming to a city near you very, very soon. We're going to be launching merch really, really soon, which I can't wait to see. And we're going to be doing some big things in pickleball. I have a really good feeling about this.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So.
Okay, guys, follow this show. Drop your questions for Sydney in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Obsessed with Pickleball, TikTok, Obsessed with Pickleball as well. Follow Epic, greatest pickleball tournaments in the world. And I can't believe this is my second episode. It was so freaking fun. I'm freaking out. Thank you for coming. And I will see you guys on the next one.
Bye, baddies.